and welcome in. Here we are in Spain for round 2, or well, round 3 actually, here in tier 2. And we're here for 33 laps around Spain. Unfortunately, we've only 9 drivers in today due to a PlayStation server bug, whatever the hell is going on over at Sony. We are missing out several drivers, although for whatever reason Kevin on PlayStation is still able to get in, so bit confused as to what's going on. For anyone in the chat that can give us some insight as to what is going on with the PlayStation servers, because for some people it's working and other people it's not working. So if anyone in the chat can let me know what the story is, that would help cast some light on the subject. Meanwhile, we're gonna go on board with the Aston Martin of Cthulhu. For his first run around the Catalunya circuit, as he cuts a bit too much to the inside, touches the grass in trying to get that car rotated. But hopefully, as time progresses, more people on PlayStation will get back online again. We just truly don't know how long this will be an issue for. Hopefully, it can be fixed in the next 10 minutes. That'd be ideal. But we don't know how long this is going to be an issue for. As Cthulhu is going to be the first to round the final corner. And sets a 13-2 in the Aston Martin. Next across the line should be one of the Haas's. They're both on outlaps, so it will be Dobo here in the Red Bull. We'll go on board with him, who finished, I believe, P4 in one of our WHF championships in Tier 2. We'll have a quick look through the history of WHF, and in Season 2, Dobo finished 3rd in the Tier 2 championship, so Dobo is definitely one to watch out for in this tier. Can he go quicker than Cthulhu in the Aston Martin? We will see. And Michael Owie goes quickest with a 13-1 as Dobo crosses the line. It's a 13-2. Very close together are the drivers currently. Kevin in the Alpine will be next across the line. Where can Kevin go? As he crosses the line, it's a 12-7. Kevin absolutely clear of the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Arno in the Haas takes a bit too much to the curb. Comes up to the line, crosses it, it's a 14-4, and that big mistake out of the penultimate corner for Arn, you could see, cost him loads of time. Meanwhile, it's Cree next in the Haas. Where can Cree go? As these 9 drivers come flying round the final corner, Cree goes ahead of his teammate with a 13-9. And we still have Codzilla and the lanky one yet to set laps. Meanwhile, I'm just going to keep an eye on the Discord to see does anyone else want to join the lobby. Hopefully we can get some other drivers in. That's what we're praying on. We can get some more people in for this race. But how's everyone doing on this fine Sunday or Saturday evening? Hopefully we can, as Scones does improve on his lap, hopefully we can get some more times in as Godzilla. Gonna come out the pits for McLaren. Meanwhile, let's see anyone else on a lap here. Creecree does another lap. Arn's on a lap here. He's a 10th to the good here in the Haas. But can the Mexican driver improve? We've got a Mexican pair in both Haas cars. But how much can Arn improve by on this lap? You've seen he made a big mistake in the penultimate corner. He's already 6/10 to the good, which would currently put him ahead of his teammate Creecree. But can Arn get any more time on this lap? Did anyone hear that? Oh, never mind. I thought that was something in the game. Turns out that was something in reality. That really confused me. Anyway, I'm going to go on board with Godzilla, who I believe has finished second in some previous seasons in WHF, or maybe second or third. Let's double check. Godzilla finished, I think, third. Yeah, third in Season 1 here in WHF, Tier 2. Where can Godzilla go in the McLaren here on this outing in Catalunya? As Godzilla rounds the final corner, puts that car up into P4, and we've only one driver yet to set a lap yet, as Dobo, currently already a 10th up on his lap, exiting Sector 1 here in the Red Bull, needs a couple more tenths to get all the way up to Kevin. Needs around half a second to catch Kevin, who's just started his lap. Meanwhile, Creecree coming up the line, but Creecree is invalid, so he will stay with Dobo. On this lap, he's 3/10 to the good. That would immediately put him ahead of Michael Louis, but can he get even more out of these final two corners? As Dobo rounds the final corner, DRS engaged. Where can he go with that Red Bull? He does a 12.9. Only 2/10 off pole for the Red Bull driver. As Cthulhu goes P3. Terrific lap there from Cthulhu here. Oh, and a big snap there from Creecree on the rear. Trying to improve his lap. Meanwhile, the lanky one goes P6 here. In this session, Creecree probably has already done a couple laps on these softs, I'm pretty sure. Yep, fourth lap on the softs as Kevin goes even quicker. It's a 12.4 for the Alpine driver. Meanwhile, Creecree going to cross the line to start another lap. Probably just getting a practice run in is the Haas driver. But with 7 minutes left in the session, we don't seem to have any movement on the PSN front. I'm still confused as to why Kevin's able to get on and no one else is. Meanwhile, Michael Louis is a tenth to the good here in the Williams as he heads down the hill. Michael Louis needs, again, over half a second to catch Kevin now that he's set an amazing 12-4 here in Catalunya. And where can Michael go? We'll see him round this final corner, which is really... Welcome in, Sci-Fi Mega Hype. I think Kevin's on PS5, but he's went to his PS4 to get it working. If you have a PC... and Michael Louis goes quickest with a 12-4-6-7 ahead of Kevin's 4-9-4. Sci-Fi Mega Hype, I think Kevin has a PS5, but he's gone back to his PS4 to join... to get the game working. So Sci-Fi, if you want to try your PS4, if you have one, to try and join the lobby, that can work as well. But Michael Louis goes quickest here. Meanwhile, Scones last on a lap. He is improving massively, but not close enough to the drivers ahead. Does improve by a second, but still needs another second to catch any of the drivers as there's 5 minutes left in the session. Anyone who's on PlayStation, if you want to try... as Cthulhu and Arn on a lap now as well. Arn in the Haas needs over a second to challenge for pole. Can the Haas driver pull it out of the bag? We will see. But very unfortunate we're not able to get the majority of the PlayStation drivers in here, because I would love to see everyone battle around Spain. Welcome in, R. How's it going? We're unfortunately short on numbers tonight as Arn crosses the line, improves by 2/10, jumps the lanky one into P6. But yeah, we're unfortunately low on numbers tonight as Kevin starting his lap. We've also Cree, I believe, starting his lap behind Cthulhu, who's on a lap. Cthulhu may have even helped Cree get a nice wee toe there. We're going to stay with Kevin, who currently is down on his time. We'll stay on board with the Alpine driver. Can Michael Louis get back-to-back poles here in Tier 2? I would love to see. Or can Kevin resume his dominance? I think he may have backed out after his mistake. Not quite sure. It didn't look like he was pushing as heavily. He's still a tenth down. Yeah, and he has backed out. Kevin has backed out of the lap as he's going to get out of the way for Dobo starting a lap. And I believe Cree has also backed out of his lap. He's gone invalid after having a lovely toe down the start straight. Unfortunately, will not get to set a valid lap as a result. Meanwhile, Arn may be on a lap, or he may be coming in. Seems like Arn may have done an extra out lap because he has left the battery open, so he's dumping the battery now. Meanwhile, Dobo will be next around as Kevin still causing that yellow flag from just trying to slow up and get some ERS back, I believe. And Dobo now, oh, and he loses the rear massively. That's going to cost him loads of time on one of the hardest corners on the circuit to try and keep the rear steady. And you've seen the rear step out in Dobo, and currently he's not improving any. Meanwhile, Cthulhu is in the box, switching to the mediums for whatever reason, as this will probably be Dobo's final time of the session, as Cthulhu just retires knowing that he cannot improve his time. But a very good time it was from Cthulhu at 12.9 on the soft tires. As Dobo does jump him. Dobo does improve by a 10th in the end and does get P3. Meanwhile, Arn has called it a day. Cree has got one more chance at improving. Round the final corner he goes. Can he keep it flat? Crosses the line. Cree jumps the lanky one. Improves by over a second. Meanwhile, Michael Louis currently sits on pole, can improve again, and Kevin's in the pit lane, so Kevin will not jump him, as there's a yellow flag there came out for Cree, so I think Cree's lap is gone. Only Codzilla and Michael Louis now out on valid laps, it seems, not including the drivers who are just on their outlaps before they start their final run. But Michael Louis currently up on his time here, and may improve even more so here in Catalunya. Into the hairpin he goes. Michael Louis a 10th to the good, and this may put him clear of all the drivers behind, as Michael Louis keeping this lap very steady together as he rounds the final corner flat in 6th, using the battery now. Can Michael Louis improve? He does improve by a 10th. It's a 12.3. Terrific lap there. Terrific lap there by Michael Louis. Meanwhile, Codzilla is 2 tenths to the good. He needs a little bit extra if he wants to get Cthulhu as well. And he does get it, just about 8 thousandths ahead of Dobo. He jumps 2 drivers in the end. But terrific lap there from Codzilla. But it will be Michael Louis who's on pole back to back here in Tier 2. And what a lap it was from Codzilla as well to jump both Cthulhu and Dobo. Meanwhile, anyone else on PlayStation able to get into the lobby, we will see. But Codzilla, terrific lap there at the end, gets P3. But it's Michael Louis and Kevin resuming their battle from last time out. But Michael Louis yet again on pole. Finishes ahead of Kevin here in qualifying. But it will be Kevin who wants to keep his winning streak going. And Kevin's followed by Codzilla, Dobo, Cthulhu, Lanky One, Arn, Cree, and Scones, who will round out the field. But hopefully we can get a good start here, as we'll load into the lobby now. Let me all know who you think is going to win in the race. Can't see anyone else getting on. Doesn't seem any other PlayStation drivers are joining us, as we will have a wet race here in Spain. As if you don't have enough pain in Spain, the rain will drain your brain. But anyway, after that Shakespeare-esque poem, let us see what kind of conditions it is. It looks potentially wet enough to be wets, but it's probably closer to inters at this stage. But we will see before we load into the lobby. Hopefully all the drivers can pick their setups, and well, they already have the setups because Park Premier's on, but can pick their strategy. I'm guessing inter in these certain conditions. It may dry out, it may get heavier, who knows. It's rare you get a race that goes inter wet on this game, to be honest. It normally starts wet and goes dry, or starts dry and goes wet. Pretty rare you get a just inter to wet. Very possible you may get a wet race as well, but we will see. Get your predictions in the chat. Who you think's going to win? My money for this race is on Michael Louis. Michael Louis got pole last time out in Australia, got pole this time out in Spain. We've got a route for Michael to finally get that win that he's been missing here in WHF. And hopefully today he can get it. But Kevin, who already has back-to-back wins this season, could he pick up another here in Spain? It would be 3. It'd be 3. Lanky one in the chat says, no, I'm on a low down for setup. Yes, Ultra Titan, the PS server issues have blocked some drivers. Kevin was able to get in on the PlayStation, so I'm a bit confused. And Lanky One says it's my fault for not checking the race weather. So I'm guessing the Lanky One's going to be a boot in the corner to just defend for his life on the cars behind. But let me know in the chat, who do you think's going to win? Is it going to be Michael Louis or Kevin or Dobo, Godzilla, Cthulhu, Arn, Cree, Scones? If Scones wins, I will do something drastic on stream. Just letting you know that. Something crazy will happen on stream. And who else am I missing there? Cree, Scones. I'm missing a driver. Help me out, lads. Who did I not say? But anyway, for those of you who do enjoy the races, I'm WHF Faro, your commentator for this evening. And we are here for 33 laps around Spain. Ultra in the chat says Spain is great in the rain. The traction zones will be really difficult for as none of them are in a straight line. Yeah, mostly all of your traction zones are out of a braking zone, and you're still turning while trying to plant the traction. And Ultra, I'm trying to remember if Ultra has won in Spain. I feel like this is one of the tracks Ultra may have won at in the past. I know he definitely won in Monza, he definitely won in Japan, but I'm trying to remember what other tracks Ultra has won at. But anyway, in around 1 minute's time, the driver's going to get ready to ready up, and we will get going with the racing. But yeah, we will go back to the gameplay, get rid of my ugly mug as we prepare for 33 laps around Spain. Hopefully it's not a pain, because we have Michael in the Discord says he'll take the Fernando Alonso line. Michael, if you're listening, make sure you don't pick up a pen while you do that, because you never know what the game could do. And who knows if the stewards will be kind with you intentionally cutting turn 1. We will see. But get that out of the way. We'll see if the stewards are kind to you. But otherwise, you haven't won here in SSR or WHF. Did you win here in OTL or something? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever won at Spain. Maybe... definitely in 5-lappers, but other than that, I doubt it. But anyway, the drivers should be readying up at this stage, and we should have 33 laps around the Catalunya circuit in Barcelona, normally where F1 does their testing. And speaking of, I should get the track map up while we wait. Just so that I can call out the corners to you all. Thankfully, got it up in time before we went to the 5 red lights, but hopefully everyone should ready up now. And we'll get ready. Oh, fucking hell. How many odds do you want to give me, F1? Just trying to get up a blade track map and it's trying to stop me. Anywho. We should have an exciting race here in Tier 2. Despite the PSN issues, we do have one PSN driver in here. I have no idea why one of the drivers is able to get in, but the others aren't. I really don't understand, but... Anywho. Only 9 drivers here for this evening with the PSN issues, and hopefully next week we can be back to full force, which hopefully we are. It seems a lot of drivers who are in the Discord have been unable to get the servers working, which I don't even know why, but... Is no one pressing the button? Someone press the button, dear Lord. COD, can you press the button? You're the host. Press the button. You don't need to tell other people to press the button. Just press it. Anyone in the chat listening who is racing, press the goddamn button. Here we are. Finally, someone's pressed the button, as we will have 5 red lights here in Catalunya, and we go 5 red lights out. Can we see a good start from everyone in the field? Michael Lou's got a good start. Coldzilla's got a good start. Kevin down to P5 as the lanky one's on the outside of him. Coldzilla has had a mega start all the way up into P2. Kevin side by side with the lanky one as Kevin keeps it together, but he's off the road momentarily, and the lanky one may look for a way through as on the inside Cthulhu comes as the lanky one goes wide. Cthulhu may get on the inside of the Sauber driver. Cthulhu brakes on the inside. Can he find the traction on the Sauber driver? There's a Haas of Arn looking at the back of this battle as well. Still they go side by side. The lanky one, can he hold it together? Seems Cthulhu's dove it round the outside. Terrific move there from the Aston Martin to get ahead of the Sauber, but Cthulhu makes a mistake mid-corner. May open the door again to the Sauber driver as Michael Louis has had a terrific start here. Almost pulled a second gap to Coldzilla already in these wet conditions. But the lanky one almost had an opportunity to get past Kevin, who had a woeful start. And now he has to try and get back past Dobo, Coldzilla and Michael Louis in order to get this win for the 3rd consecutive time this season. But everyone here in Tier 2 struggling as Michael Louis sets the fastest lap. Still pretty close together as everyone. Owen, the Red Bull of Dobo, makes a little error, runs wide, and he's really struggling for traction. Kevin may see the blood in the water now. He can smell the blood in the water as he's closed up to the back of Dobo. He's already dropped to 1.5 back from Coldzilla. Can Dobo recompose himself? Oh, and he loses the rear, heading down the hill. Kevin is just waiting for an opening to find his way through here. Can he find his way through? as we follow the Alpine driver who's won twice already this season in WHF. Here in round 3, can he win again? But currently, it's looking like Michael Louis or Codzilla are in a better chance at winning here. And for those of you who aren't aware, Codzilla, I will happily say, is an absolute weather master on every F1 I've played. Codzilla just makes the right weather calls at the right times. So if it does change to dry or it goes to wet tires, whatever it does, Codzilla will be on the ball. So Michael Louis has to keep that in mind to make the right strategy call at the right time. I would say that's what Codzilla prides himself on, is making the correct strategy calls. But Codzilla looking pretty feisty, very close to the rear of Michael Louis is Kevin. Pretty close to the rear of Dobo as well. Putting pressure on the Red Bull driver here on lap 3. As they both head down the hill. Can either find a way through, we will see. And Dobo makes a big mistake, was very deep. Can Kevin find a way through now? As he's on the back of the Red Bull, just cannot find an opening, cannot get the run on the Red Bull driver. As there's now a 2.2 gap to the leaders of Codzilla and Michael Louis. But as we follow this along, still a lot to play for in this race. Anything can happen in these wet conditions. Can we see Cthulhu start to catch the Alpine as well? He has been making some inroads as Codzilla sets the fastest lap again. Codzilla looking very feisty this evening. Codzilla could pick up his first win here in WHF since Season 1. Meanwhile, Kevin, can he get the run? He's onto the grass. He's onto the grass. Big mistake there from Kevin. Just about holds it together, but he just can't seem to out-traction Dobo here. Dobo trying to defend with all his might. Cthulhu's actually closing up to this battle now as well. Meanwhile, Arn closing up to the lanky one as well. Can Kevin find an opening? He just needs to get the run and the exit. Meanwhile, I can see Dobo is struggling on the exits of corners, but Kevin just doesn't seem to be able to get the traction out of the corners to get past the Red Bull driver here. A little tip for all of the drivers, if anyone is listening, anyone who's listening may get the benefit from this advice. You can pretty much dump your entire battery down the main straight in the wet, because the wet, it just regains so much quicker. And there's pretty much no negative to dumping your whole battery down the straight, because your battery will regain pretty quickly. But can Kevin finally get the exit he needs? Out of turn 3 here, he searches for the traction on the inside of the corner, but this time Dobo does nail the corner. But through turn 4, struggling for traction now. Kevin may find a way through. Finally, Dobo defends the inside, gets the car rotated. Kevin still all over the rears. They're down the hill of 5. Kevin just cannot seem to find a way through the Red Bull, who has been defending like a lion. A Sergio Perez-esque performance here from Dobo. Can Kevin finally get the run on the Red Bull? Maybe now is the opportunity for Kevin. Still closing on Dobo, but he really needs a mega exit out of the final corner. Plus dumping all of that battery in the back of that Alpine. But Dobo continues to build a gap to Kevin, so Kevin doesn't seem any closer. Meanwhile, Cthulhu has lost a lot of time to Kevin and Dova made some mistakes, and now the lanky one and Arn closing up behind. The battle for the lead continues on. Godzilla on the rear of Michael Oy, but in these wet conditions it looks terribly difficult to overtake. Meanwhile, Arn now all over the rear of the lanky one. This might be his moment to lunge. Arn has a little luck on the inside. The lanky one leaves the space. Can Arn get the traction on the inside? He does get a better exit, and the Mexican driver gets into P6. Lovely move from Arn in the Haas to get through on the lanky one. And the lanky one looking to lick his wounds from losing that P6 to try and regain his composure and find a way back through on Arn, who is looking pretty pacey this time out in here in Spain. Can Arn start to catch Cthulhu as well here? We will see. Touches a bit too much of that inside curb as Godzilla. Continuing to catch Michael Oy. Is it Godzilla's moment now to make a move on the Williams driver? Just not close enough yet in the McLaren. Continuing to close to the Williams, but can Godzilla find a way through as Dobu has picked up his first track limits penalty? And it may allow an opening to Kevin. Kevin still trying to search for the traction, but Dobu's parked his car beautifully. Kevin now on the inside sends it in through turn 4. Can Kevin find the traction on the inside? I think he has it. Kevin in the Alpine, although he's onto the grass. He's onto the grass. Kevin loses the rear. Onto the grass. Cannot find the traction ahead of the Red Bull driver, and Dobu stays ahead of Kevin for another lap. This is causing Kevin a massive headache here. And if I'm Kevin, I'm starting to think about potentially undercutting Dobu if this does stay at Inters. Meanwhile, Scones in P9 has made some sort of error. Doesn't look to have any damage on the front wing. Maybe just had a bit of a half spin, but has kept it going. Meanwhile, Michael Oy still leads this race, but this race could be won or lost in the pit stops. Can anyone pull off a massive undercut? We will see. The pit stop window will be around lap 16 or so to go onto the Inters again, but important to note, if the track dries up, it could go to dry. We will see. Currently, we're seeing what I'd say a similar level of rain as we did at the start. I'm not really seeing the rain die off that much. Meanwhile, oh, we're missing the battle. Cthulhu's off in the grass. What happened there? We can miss that completely. Trying to jump through. Cthulhu and Arn were side by side there, and Cthulhu ended up in the gravel. We may have to see an onboard from one of the drivers to see what happened there. I know the lanky one and Arn may get a clip from that. Meanwhile, Kevin still on the back of Dobu. Can he find a way through? Kevin now locking a bit of the rears, getting impatient on the brakes in behind this Red Bull, who he almost was past on the previous lap, but then made a mistake, forcing him onto the grass. As Godzilla yet again sets the fastest lap. Can he finally close up to the Williams, where the Williams seems to be still keeping him at bay as Kevin sets the fastest lap now. There's definitely a drier line that is forming, but not yet will we be able to see dry tires as there's still rain coming down. As Arn defending from the lanky one. Meanwhile, Godzilla getting ever so closer to the rear of Michael Oy. Michael Oy had to go defensive into turn 5. Godzilla now putting pressure on the Williams. Last time out, the Williams of Michael Oy picked up a time penalty, which ultimately cost him the win. Could Godzilla force Michael Oy into an error here? where we can see a similar scenario costing him the win. Currently, Dobo will miss out on the podium because of the track limits penalty that he has acquired. And Kevin would jump him, but again, important to see what will happen in the pit stop phase. Will it go dry, or will these drivers just pit around the halfway mark in this race? On to Inters, we will see. Currently, no one has taken the early jump to Inters, other than maybe Scones. We'll see, has he stopped yet? No stops so far as of yet. As Dobo sets the fastest lap, he's pulled a bit of a gap now to Kevin. Outside 1 second. But Dobo goes a bit deep. Off the track. Onto the red painted area. Dobo, big snap. Finally, is the door open to Kevin now? It is open to Kevin. Kevin finally dispatches of the Red Bull, who had been making minor errors through many exits of the corners. And finally, it was too much, and Kevin and the Alpine finally gets through. Can Kevin head down the road and start to catch the leaders? He's 3.9 behind them. Will we see, as Dobo touches too much of that curb, goes deep, loses massive amounts of time in behind Kevin. As he loses the rear again, Dobo getting frustrated in that Red Bull. Just cannot find the grip at all, it seems. Meanwhile, the lanky one offering some pressure to the back of the Haas as well. Can the lanky one find a way through? Cthulhu has rejoined this battle after having his trip off in the gravel not that long ago. Codzilla, down the main straight he goes. Is he any closer to the Williams? He's closing, but he just doesn't seem to get around like that 3 cars length that he needs to get closer and closer to Michael Louis. Michael Louis defending this masterfully. But can Codzilla find an opening? Meanwhile, side by side, the Haas of Arn and the lanky one go. Can the lanky one find a way through on Arn? We've also got Cthulhu joining this battle as well. Can Cthulhu find a way through on either driver? Meanwhile, Codzilla got very close there to Michael Louis. The delta was almost was under a tenth, so they were almost side by side there down the hill. Meanwhile, Cthulhu side by side with the lanky one down the hill at turn 5. Scones is the first driver into the pit lane to go in for the Inters. Again, definitely Inter conditions as it stands. But can Cthulhu find an opening on the lanky one? He's losing the rear this way and that. Can Codzilla finally get the exit that he needs to get past Michael Louis? Michael Louis has been defending with everything he has, but Codzilla, the Rainmaster, can he finally get past the Williams here? As into turn 1 they both head, but still no cigar for the McLaren driver. And in the midfield, we continue to battle onward. Kevin still 4.2 behind the lead. Meanwhile, Dobo continues to concede time. And it seems the exit at turn 4 is the one Michael Louis continues to struggle with, which gives Codzilla a lunging opportunity at turn 5, but just does not seem to be close enough to ever make that lunge stick for the McLaren. But definitely, Michael Louis seems to be struggling out of turn 4. Can Codzilla use that to his advantage? We will see. But Codzilla mounting massive amounts of pressure on the Williams driver. Surely something has got to give as we're on lap 12 of 33. Is anyone thinking about a pit stop this early? As they both round the final corner, can Codzilla plant the throttle and the ERS engaged? Can he close to the Williams driver as Dobo, the first into the box here on lap 12, to come off those Inters onto fresh ones? as Cthulhu also comes in to pull off the undercut as well. How effective will it be? We will see. Lanky One is trying to cool those inters. Meanwhile, Coldzilla all over the rear of the Michael Louis. Can he out-traction him out of turn 4? But Michael Louis keeping this comfortably together. Good defending from the Williams. Can Coldzilla finally get through? Trying to out-traction the Williams. Just not close enough yet. Coldzilla goes a little deep, clunks to the curb. He's going to lose some time there to Michael Louis, who can have some respite from the McLaren. But if Michael Louis wins this race, it'll be one of the greatest defensive drives we've seen here in WHF. Coldzilla has been all over the rear of this Williams since day dot in this race, but he just cannot seem to find an opening on the Williams driver. Michael Louis massively losing the rear, but can Coldzilla here in the McLaren find a way through? Also important to note, who will bite the bullet and go in for a pit stop in this race first? Will it be Michael Louis or Coldzilla? Could Dobo or Kevin pull off an undercut on both of them? We will see. Cthulhu picks up a time penalty. That's not going to help in his battle for some good points in the midfield. Coldzilla, though, nails the exit out of turn 3, closes up through turn 4. Has been getting a better exit than Michael Louis out of turn 4. Can he finally get that move through turn 5? Michael Louis protects the inside. Coldzilla, can he out-traction the Williams? He just cannot seem to get the traction out of turn 5. That is the corner where the opening seems to be every single lap, but Coldzilla just cannot seem to find a way through everything he does. Meanwhile, he gets a good run into the hairpin. Probably could have went for a lunge. Meanwhile, Dobo and Kree swap positions here. Dobo and Kree battle through turn 5. Dobo on the fresh inters gets through on the Haas. Meanwhile, Coldzilla all over the rear of the Williams. Can this finally be the lap that he does it? He needs to give it absolutely everything, as Kevin pulls the undercut. How powerful will that be? We will see. Are the leaders even paying attention to Kevin, or are they too focused on each other? We will see as the laps progress. Will they stay out too long and potentially open the door to Kevin as Michael Louis struggles on the rear? Coldzilla trying to find the traction but just cannot find a way through. Dobo sets the fastest lap. How powerful will that undercut be? We'll keep an eye on. But Coldzilla now, the door potentially opening. Dobo has undercut Kevin. Dobo's back ahead of Kevin. Coldzilla still can't get through, but MP5 is Dobo. He pulls the undercut on Kevin, who's yet again stuck behind that Red Bull. I'm sure he is banging his desk, as he still cannot find a way through that Red Bull, with Dobo yet again undercutting him. Meanwhile, Coldzilla and Michael Louis have got to keep an eye on those two, as surely... Oh, and Michael Louis losing the rear massively. Can Coldzilla find an opening? He still cannot find an opening on the Williams driver. Big mistake from Michael, but Michael is going to pull the move into the pits. Coldzilla is going to stay out now. Go for the fresh inters. Has Michael Louis left it too late? We will see. Kevin on the rear of Dobo. Where will they be in this fight as Arn and the Lanky One box at the same time now? Kevin now giving it everything. Can he catch Dobo as Dobo sets the fastest lap? Where will Dobo exit? Michael Louis exits the pit lane comfortably ahead of both of them. So Michael Louis has successfully overcut the drivers behind of Dobo and Kevin. But can he undercut Coldzilla as Kevin now trying to skate around the outside of Dobo? Dobo gonna run wide as that opening the door for a cutback from Kevin. Kevin still cannot find a way through on Dobo. Kevin, I'm sure, is so frustrated by this Red Bull who continues to hold him up. Meanwhile, Cawdzilla, is he going to come into the box? As Kevin now may have the run on Dobo. Finally, but Dobo has the extra straight line speed. Cawdzilla's going to come in, but where will he exit? How powerful will the undercut be from Michael Louis? We will see. Will Cawdzilla come out ahead of Michael Louis or ahead of Dobo, or neither? We will see. As Kevin now almost pushing Dobo. Round each corner, Cawdzilla now exits behind Michael Louis, but he's up the road. And he's not that far behind, but he's 2 seconds ahead. Meanwhile, Cree comes in 2 seconds ahead of Dobo and Kevin. Kevin's still trying to find a way through the Red Bull, but unable to. Cawdzilla now resumes his position in P2, but Cawdzilla now will have the fresher tyres as Scones picks up a time penalty. Kevin now still trying to find a way through Dobo, who is having a big biblical defensive drive here. Oh, where is Arn? Here we are. Click the wrong button. Oh, is Kevin, has he got through him? He has. Kevin's got through Dobo. Where he's got through him? Very unique place to get him. He got him at turn 7 and 8 through the little chicane there. Kevin gets through Dobo in a very unlikely place to do it. The Alpine gets through. And on lap 17 of 33, the status quo has resumed. Meanwhile, Michael Louis sets the fastest lap, but can he keep Cawdzilla at bay as this race progresses? Meanwhile, Arn heading down the road after the lanky one. Can he catch that Cyber driver? Just not close enough to the rear just yet. Meanwhile, Kevin, what can he do with this undercut engaged? Can he do anything to catch Cawdzilla or Michael Louis? Or will he continue to have to fend off Dobo, who's been giving him all of the pressure all evening so far? Arn continuing the battle with the lanky one. These two have been fighting it out so long in this race. And an Ultra in the chat says Cawdzilla just needs to stay as close to Michael as he can to encourage him to make a mistake. And currently Cawdzilla has been all over the rear of that Williams throughout this race, but has been unable to find a way through as Cthulhu picks up another time penalty, which may cement him in P7 for the race. Meanwhile, Cawdzilla picks up the fastest lap, heading down the road after Michael Louis. Arn still following the Cyber of the lanky one. Can he get a good exit now out of the final corner? It's a lovely exit. Can he finally find a way through? Arn now surely has to go for the lunge on the lanky one. Surely has to go for it. Gonna pull to the inside. Side by side they go. Goes for the switchback. Can he get it? Can he get it? Oh my word, what a switchback! Oh my word, what a move! We may have just seen the move of the season from Arn here in Tier 2. He has absolutely pulled the lanky one's socks down with that one. What a move from the Haas driver. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, the lanky one is not going to take this lying down. Rio in the chat says, I've just joined and seen a world-class move, and you're absolutely right. What a move it was from Arn. And they don't get much better than that. And R says, not his socks. Meanwhile, Cawdzilla may finally get the opening on the Williams driver of Michael Louis. They head down the straight. Can Cawdzilla finally make a move on the inside of Michael Louis? Here on lap 20, Cawdzilla, he's still not there. Michael Louis just has absolute rocket ship in that Williams in a straight line. Coldzilla just can't find a way through. Still unbelievable racing here. Meanwhile, the lanky one still trying to pressure Arn. The battle continues. And what a battle it's been between the lanky one and Arn. And what a battle it's been between Coldzilla and Michael Louis. Coldzilla still cannot find a way through. Despite us missing... Yes, Rio, I am loving this race. Despite us missing some of the drivers due to the PSN server issues, we're still get absolute lightning racing here in Tier 2. Coldzilla, can he finally get the run on the Williams driver? This has been us for 20 laps. Coldzilla's been absolutely all over the rear the whole race here. But the Williams straight line speed, he just cannot close. He can't do anything to get any closer. I'm sure Coldzilla wants to yank that rear wing off Michael Louis' car because it's giving him such low drag during the straight that Coldzilla just cannot get any closer. Coldzilla has a snap mid-corner. Almost a big mistake. Meanwhile, the lanky one down the main straight reclaims P5 on Arn. As Arn again looking for the switchback. No way, he's going to do it twice. Don't do it twice. Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him. Oh my god, Arn almost loses the rear. He almost dies trying to do it to him. What a move it could have been yet again, but lanky one holds on to the position this time. He's learned from the previous time, and lovely defending from the lanky one to hold off the Mexican. But what battling it's been here between these two pairs. The lanky one, oh no! He's picked up a time penalty, and Arn couldn't find a way through. Ran into the rear of the lanky one. The lanky one lets him through because he knows that he made a little error, which caused a little bit of contact with the Mexican. But Arn now should comfortably have P5. Just needs to keep it clean the rest of the race. And P5 will be his, the lanky one. Even if he is able to get back ahead of Arn, that time penalty could ultimately cost him. Meanwhile, Coldzilla, I'm sure, is trying to stamp on his accelerator to get any more pace out of that McLaren. Can he find a way through? Michael Louis seemed, though, to make a little mistake, which may have opened the door yet again to Coldzilla. But Coldzilla has to be there whenever those mistakes happen. He has to be there in punching distance. Meanwhile, Rio is using up all his sandwiches. What sandwiches do I have? Love SSR. Just love them. Never mind. No idea what that is. Anyway, Coldzilla continues to head on down the road after Michael Louis. Is he closing enough to catch the Williams? The Williams seems to have an absolute rocket ship on the back of the... yeah, unfortunately, or don't have the sound alerts working for... We Have Fun at the moment. Need to fix that. Dobo! What is Dobo doing? Dobo's thrown away. P4. Why? Dobo, for whatever reason, has pit for inters again. Maybe he wants the fastest lap, but with the fastest lap, he has thrown away P4, so he's going to lose points. Unless he has mega pace to catch the lanky one and Arn, who have both been battling ferociously. We will see. Meanwhile, Kevin, only 3 seconds behind Coldzilla and Michael Louis, as Scon's getting out of the way of this battle. Michael Louis still holding it strong. Can Coldzilla find a way through the rear? Lost of the Williams driver. And surely Coldzilla's got to think about making this move at an unorthodox corner. I don't believe Dobo had front wing damage, but we can double check the race director after the race. Coldzilla still cannot get closer to Michael Louis. This is a sensational defensive drive, how the Michael Louis somehow held the race this whole race so far. But I am happy with either driver winning this race. Both have deserved it. But the driver who will cross the line first will deserve it more. I'm sure of that. Meanwhile, Dobo has gained a second to Arn and the lanky one. So Dobo may have pulled a bit of a smart move by going on to those fresh inters. Dobo may be able to get back past the lanky one and Arn, who continue to battle. Down the hill they go, and Arn picks up a time penalty. The lanky one's pulled a blinder here. And now the lanky one with a beautiful switch back in Arn. What a move it is from the lanky one. That's perfect, but he's gone deep. Arn now sees a move potentially around the outside again. Coldzilla all over the rear of Michael Louis again, but what a move it is from the lanky one, because he's forced an error out of... As Creakery picked up a time penalty, I thought that was Michael Louis for a second. That would have sent me wild. But the lanky one forcing a mistake out of Arn means that Arn picked up a 3-second time penalty. So the lanky one is back now into P4. So brilliant driving there from the lanky one to force that mistake out of his rival. Meanwhile, Dobo's now only 3.6 behind Arn and the lanky one. So Dobo probably should be able to get comfortably ahead of those two on his current pace. Coldzilla, can he get the exit finally? He just cannot seem to get the exit on the Williams ever. And welcome in, Lou, into the stream. I see you in there. And Rio has one channel point left, and we don't even have the sound alerts set up so that he could actually properly use them. I will try and remember to set them up properly for the next stream. Oh, and Coldzilla almost got a warning there. I'm sure both of the drivers at the front got to keep an eye on their warnings. Oh, and Michael Louis goes very wide, which may open the door to Coldzilla finally. It also may have been a warning for the Williams driver. Can Coldzilla finally go for the move into turn 1? Oh, he's still not close enough yet. It's lap 26. Coldzilla in the McLaren. Still not close enough to the Williams to make a move. These two have been so close together, and Kevin still has not been able to catch these two despite how close they've been. I'm surprised Coldzilla just hasn't chucked it up the inside one of the corners. I don't think I could be this patient. I would have absolutely gone for something mental. Or I've been sick, stuck behind that Williams for this long. But Coldzilla has a lot more composure and is probably a cleaner driver than I am. I would completely lose the head being behind the Williams this long. But Coldzilla staying patient. He knows he has 8 laps still left in this race to do it. And Kevin there is still within touching distance. If both drivers here somehow pick up a track limits penalty, Kevin could still be in with a chance for a win. But he has got to push a little bit up the road for that scenario to play out. Meanwhile, Michael Louis has pulled a bit of a margin, and that's what we're on about. 6/10 is the biggest margin we've seen Michael Louis pull in quite some time. As Arn and the lanky one go side by side into the hairpin. Arn now skates around the outside. Another lovely move from the Mexican driver, and the lanky one and Arn have been just exchanging positions here with lovely moves here in the wet. Meanwhile, Dobo has joined this battle So can Dobo reclaim his P4 position while also setting the fastest lap? Here, I'll double check, does he have the fastest lap? Meanwhile, the lanky one getting back ahead of Arn into turn 1. And the lanky one goes deep again. Can Arn get the switch back? Again. Oh, round the outside. Can he find the traction? Still searching. The lanky one somehow holds it together. The Arn sending it as late as he can in the braking zone. Trying to find a way through. Meanwhile, Dobo all over the rear now. Can Dobo find a way through? Godzilla still so close as well. There's battles going on everywhere here, it seems. We don't know who to stay with. 6 laps to go in this race. Big mistake from the lanky one. Big mistake from Dobo. Arn sees a gap. Will he go for it on the inside here? Arn does go for it, but can he get the run down the back straight? Arn on the outside. Can he get the switch back that he seems to have patented this race? Dobo with those superior tyres. Can he get the superior traction? Takes a very wide line. Can he get the exit? Has a little wobble, so Dobo unable to close up yet. Meanwhile, Godzilla's made a bit of a mistake. He's now... What is the lanky one doing? Oh, what's he doing? His tyres must have been in puncture range, because that was an easy... I mean, he had P4 or 5 in the cards. Meanwhile, Dobo now on the inside of Arn sends it in. Dobo on the better tyres. Surely has to keep this position. Arn now all over the rear of Dobo. In the Red Bull contact with the rear of Dobo. As we've finally got a little bit of a breather to check who's got the fastest lap. It is Godzilla keeps the fastest lap. Dobo's a 10th behind. Cthulhu's out. It's a safety car. It's a safety car on lap 28. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I do not Adam and Eve it. Cthulhu is out on lap 28. And the lanky one, pitting actually doesn't seem so dumb now. But what an absolute spanner in the works. Kevin is back in the battle for the lead just like that. Godzilla stayed out. What is he doing? I don't believe it. Why is he staying out? What's he doing? I am in disbelief as to what we're seeing here. Surely, Dobo, if you're listening, go in, please, because Arn will go in. I cannot tell you how superior the fresh inters are. I cannot let you know how superior they are. Please, have a brain, everyone. Everyone seems to have a brain. Oh no! Oh my god, he almost hit the pit entry! Oh my god! Holy god! I am gonna need a lie down after this, Lou. This has been mental. As Cthulhu leaves the lobby. Where is the lanky one gonna come out? I think he's definitely gonna lose out to Dobo and Arn, who have gained time pitting under the safety car now. The lanky one should probably exit in P6. But everyone now on fresh inters except for Godzilla. Godzilla's the only driver who hasn't pit for the inters, and I'm sorry to say this, Godzilla, but I don't believe that was the right move. I think Godzilla's going to absolutely struggle under this restart, and at best he might be looking at a podium. If Godzilla wins this, I will hand in my race predictions keys, because I will never be allowed to use them again. But Godzilla on those 12 lap worn inters, I don't know if he'll be able to defend for this long. But absolute mental scenes here as we head on to lap 30. We still may even see Dobo, Arn, the lanky one, and Co rejoin us up at the front here. But they're going to have to get a move on to catch the back of the pack. But unfortunately, everyone from P4 down has penalties, so unlikely to gain positions unless they can force mistakes out of the drivers ahead. to get onto the podium. But what a mental race this has been. Ultra says Cod will struggle, but he's not been good enough to overtake Michael. He needs to try something different, and he currently is definitely trying something different. He's stayed out on these inters. Does he have enough in the tank to defend from Michael Louis? I just think Michael Louis is going to have too much traction out of a corner like turn 3 and get him. I just don't see, through those medium speed corners, Cod being able to hold on. I think those inters may be too worn at this stage. Are we going to get the safety car call in this lap? Codzilla's going to hope that they don't, so he has less laps to defend. Cree has not rejoined the back of the pack, so that may be what's keeping the safety car out another lap. Can Cree finally rejoin the pack here? We'll have a look at the penalties. Dobo's got 6 seconds, and Scones has 6 seconds. Meanwhile, everyone else with penalties has got 3. So gotta keep an eye on that. A reminder for everyone watching, Codzilla is on the worn inters. Everyone else is on fresh inters. As we go around another lap under the safety car. On lap 31, we will have 2 laps of racing. As we will do a restart on lap 32. 2 laps of racing for Michael Louis to pick up his first win in WHF. Can Kevin win for a 3rd consecutive time here in Tier 2 to extend his championship lead? Or will Codzilla, the Rainmaster, be able to hold off Michael Louis, who has kept him at bay the entire race? Or even will it be someone outside the top 3? Will the top 3 all come together, opening the door to someone else to climb through it? We will see. Creekree's joined the back of the pack, so we will get restarted here on lap 32 of 33. 2 remaining laps in this race. 2 racing laps remaining in this race. Who will win? Get your predictions in the chat now. I want to see who calls it right. My money's on Michael Louis. Kevin, if Michael Louis gets a poor run on Codzilla, Kevin could find an opening. Really have to keep an eye on pretty much everyone here. Anything could happen under this restart. We get the safety car call-in message now. Michael Louis is weaving in that Williams to try and get the heat in those fresh inters. Can Codzilla keep him at bay? We will see. Lou in the chat is rooting for Codzilla. Can he keep Michael Louis at bay, who's kept Codzilla at bay the entire race so far? When will Codzilla drop the hammer? I think Codzilla's gone now, right before the final corner. And they head down the main straight. Michael Louis, you gotta remember, the Williams has the rocket ship. Dobo is going defensive in the background on Arn. Dobo making through, but Michael Louis on the inside of turn 1 sends it in. Can he get through? Contact between Codzilla and Michael Louis. Michael Louis may lose out to Kevin now. Kevin dives it through. Kevin in the Alpine through into P2. And this is exactly what I mentioned. Kevin may find a way through to win again. For a 3rd time in Tier 2, Codzilla defends from Michael Louis. But can Kevin now get through for a 3rd win in a row? Codzilla struggling for traction, but Kevin cannot find the way through. We're so close together. Dobo may have lost out there like he won. I think lost out to, or may have got through on Arn. Michael Louis so close here to the back of Kevin. Kevin now, can he finally get through? Down the back straight they go. Will Kevin send it on Michael Louis? Will Michael Louis send it on Kevin? Codzilla still keeps it ahead. Can he defend with all his might? He makes a big error. Big mistake from Codzilla. Kevin, can he find a way through? My voice is almost gone, but we've only 1 lap left
to keep it together. Down the straight we go, Kevin. Can he get the run on Michael Louis? Or can he get the run on Condzilla? Can Michael Louis get the run on Kevin? Down the main straight we go. Condzilla's going defensive to the inside. Michael Louis on the inside of Kevin. Is Michael Louis going to get through to P2? He's going to do it. Michael Louis through. Back into P2 again. What a move it is from the Williams. Can Kevin find a way back through again? I'm not sure. Can Condzilla hold on? Can he hold on? Michael Louis now, can he get through? Condzilla defending with everything he has, makes a little wobble. I don't think my voice could go much higher. Kevin trying to find a way through on Michael Louis. Dobo joining this battle as well. He's gone onto the curb. Condzilla doesn't have far left to defend. Can Condzilla do it? He's been tormented the whole race by Michael Louis defending from him. But can Condzilla hold on? Michael Louis so close to the rear of the McLaren. He's got to give it everything. Can he get through? He's looking on the inside. Is he too far back? I think he's too far back. Oh, he's a little look on the inside. Wobble mid-corner. Oh, Condzilla's he's gonna wobble. Michael Louis on the inside. Oh, he's skidding right the curb. Oh my word, what driving we have. Holy God. Michael Louis giving it everything, but Condzilla might hold on. Michael Louis into the rear of the Williams. Or into the rear of the McLaren. It's a drag race to the line. Condzilla's done it. Condzilla wins in Spain. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. What an ending. What an ending. My voice is gone. Oh my word, what an ending. Condzilla does it. Condzilla does it. Oh my God. I don't believe it. What a win from Condzilla. What a win. Oh my God. I am lightheaded. I am lightheaded. I am lightheaded. Holy God, what a win. Less than a tenth separate Condzilla and Michael Louis. What a drive, Condzilla. What a win. He has pulled out an absolute masterclass there. Oh my word. What a drive. What a drive. Oh my word. I am absolutely speechless. Condzilla also gets the fastest lap. For good measure as well. Just because he can. Just because he can. Rio, Tier 1 standings are already updated on results sheets. For me to make the graphic is a bit of a pain. It'll be out probably tonight. But wow. Condzilla wins in Spain. And what defending at the end there. My prediction was Michael Louis, but it ended up being wrong. Michael Louis is under pressure from Kevin. Got that position back against Rio and Kevin. And Michael Louis loses out by under a tenth. Under a tenth to Condzilla. And throughout that whole lap, I kept mixing everyone up because it was just such absolute chaos. I can't even get Discord open on my phone. That's how much chaos we've seen. But wow, what racing. I'm going to ask all the top three, do you want to come in for interviews? I'm going to ask you if you want to join for interviews. If they can, or Race Party 1 actually. For all of you listening who are on the podium, join Race Party 1 if you do want to be interviewed after that absolute barn burner of a race. Dear Lord, what a race that was. Rio says absolute cinema, and absolute cinema it was. I'm going to say, does anyone want an interview here? Here in Race Party 1 in the Discord. Michael has to go. Michael can't make it. So unfortunately we won't be able to interview Michael. We'll see if Condzilla joined for
join for interviews after that absolute barn burner, we'll see. But otherwise, thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, this has been We Have Fun F1 Tier 2. Tier 1 is tomorrow as we head to the Netherlands at the same time. It'll be 8 p.m. UK time. 8 p.m. UK time on Sunday, tomorrow. Tier 1 head to the Netherlands. And next week, where do Tier 2 head? Tier 2 head to Mexico for round 4 in the season. But Rio is asking to join the VC, but unfortunately, I don't think any of the drivers are joining, so we've really got, unfortunately, no interviews to do. So I think what I'm just going to do is raid someone on our way out to send our viewers over to someone to show them some love. And let's see who's live that we could raid. Let us see here. Who is live that we could raid?
Hello?
Oh, hello, COD.
Hello?
What an absolute masterclass at the end. Dear Lord. Was not expecting that at the end, but you pulled it off. How did that race go for you, COD? I want to hear it all.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I had a decent start. Managed to get Kev. But then it was just settling into the race, really. Michael clearly had the pace, had the straight line speed on me. When I saw the weather, I basically just upped the rear wing. So I was down on the straight line speed, but I knew I'd be good in the corners. So yeah, there was a couple of opportunities early on in the race where I might have gone for the overtake, but it was a little bit risky. Obviously, then that safety car come out, and there was a little bit in like turn 1, but I thought I was more entitled to the corner than Michael was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still trying to manage because I know the two behind me was on fresh intos, and it was just basically using the downforce that I had on the car through the corners, and yeah, it was a drag race to the end.
An absolute blind of a race, and I do not know how you pulled it off in those old intros. I thought for sure at least one of the drivers behind was going to get you, but it ended up that those two battling may have helped you a little bit. But Michael Louis...
I mean, it's like into like turn 1. It's like into turn 1 on that safety car restart. I felt like I was more entitled for that corner. I don't think Michael was enough alongside for me to leave him the room that he feels like maybe I should have. But ultimately, I know it was just basically trying to keep them two behind me on the fresh intos, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, if Michael feels like he's been a bit hard done by, then by all means put a clip in. If it's deemed that I should have left him with probably a bit more room, then I'll hold my hands up. But like I said, I just felt like he wasn't enough alongside in those conditions into turn 1.
Mm-hmm. But regardless of what...
Yeah, just see what happens. There was a couple of moments where, the car decided to not want me to win, because obviously with how old my tyres were. But yeah, I'm happy either way. The race was really good. Obviously it was unfortunate with the numbers tonight, but PlayStation is a bit cooked at the minute. So,
yeah,
hopefully next week we'll have bigger numbers. But yeah, tonight was surprisingly really good despite the numbers. Really good.
I was actually surprised why the PlayStation thing is still going on because Kevin was able to get it working and he's on PlayStation, so I don't really understand why.
That's I said, yeah, I said that. I said like a global network, and only certain people are online.
That's why I kind of went ahead with the race because I thought the fact that Kevin is on PlayStation, he can get on. I thought someone else may be able to get on, but
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah, which is obviously fully understandable. Like you said,
But I I'm glad we did go ahead with the race because what absolute racing it was. While
yes,
you were frustrated behind Michael Louis the whole race, and then the safety car, you pulled something different, as Ultra Titan
That was-
mentioned in the chat. You
yeah,
had to do something different, and you pulled it
yeah,
off. And I'm still in shock how you were able to pull it off because if that were me, I don't think I could have done it.
yeah. I mean, it's like I said. I mean, as soon as like I said, I seen the weather. I weren't too sure whether drivers would change a few things for the race, but previously beforehand, I have raced in the wet round Spain, and it you're down on the straight line speed, but you just really consistent through the corners. I mean, it's like I said, I had a few, maybe a couple of occasions, but hats off to Michael. He struggled with the car in certain points, but ultimately he was in he was in fully control. He kept me behind, and it was just either a safety car or a big mistake from Michael that would possibly give me the win. And they took the gamble on the fresh inters. I stayed out, and it paid off.
It absolutely did. I'm still in shock. We will see what the stewards say from
Yeah, yeah.
that
I mean,
that incident.
you know me, Aero. I'm one of the fairest, cleanest drivers.
I mentioned on the stream. I mentioned the stream. I was like, if I were caught, I would have 100% lunged Michael Louis by now and sent him to Narnia. I would not have the patience.
So, but if Michael, like I said, there's no hard feelings between. I try and keep it respectful for every driver that I come across. If he feels hard done by, then by all means, put a clip in. I can't really defend it because, like I said, I feel like I was entitled to the corner. I don't feel like it was enough alongside to claim the inside. And in those conditions, it's going to be tricky to maintain traction if he got ahead, regardless of being on fresh inters. Not saying that he couldn't have done it, but in my opinion, he would have struggled through the traction. But like I said, I respect all my competitors. It was a really good battle with Michael. It was fair. There was, like I said, a couple of opportunities. He kept it fair, kept it clean. So, but yeah, if you feels hard done by all means, send a clip in, and I can only probably defend it in writing because I haven't got a clip because I don't feel like I did much wrong there.
Well, the clip is available on the stream. If you do, like that, will definitely be included in the instant if there is one that is reported. From what I seen, I didn't think it was too over the limit, but we'll have to see. Michael Louis onboard. It may look worse from his onboard. It may look.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, if he, like I said, if he feels hard done by because of it, obviously, he's probably still a bit angry. You're like in a catch-22 when that late safety car. Do you box for fresh inters? Do you stay out? So yeah, he's probably a bit aggrieved in certain ways. He had the win because I just didn't have the straight line speed down the straights to have an opportunity to overtake him. The only opportunities I had, if he made a mistake through the corners, because of the downforce that I had on the car. So yeah, I mean, like I said, there's no hard feelings at all. I'm not going to start having arguments or anything like that, because I feel like it's just going to be another decent season. And we don't have to want two drivers going at it and start making content constantly. Like I said, if he feels hard done by all means, put a clip in. We'll sort it out there. If I'm deemed at fault, I'm not going to cry and moan about it. It's like, everyone gives their time up. Yourself and your team give you their time up to run the league, and we need to respect. If we deemed at fault, we just need to move on. And I know I have the consistency and the certain pace in in scenarios where I can just reclaim it if I have to.
Well,
But yeah, ultimately, I enjoyed all 33 laps of that race. It was really good.
I honestly was surprised how amazing that race was. I was kind of annoyed with the PSN servers thing. I was thinking, hopefully these drivers can put on a good battle, and it may be one of our best races in our history, despite there only being 9. We've had races with 20 drivers that have been less interesting than that one. So
exactly. So all we can see, hopefully the numbers should be back up next week, and hopefully put on another good show.
Yeah, and we should definitely have a couple more drivers in next week, and they will definitely want to get involved in the action as well. But anyway, thank you, COD. Congratulations on your win. We'll see what the stewards say in the stewards box.
Thank you.
Will COD have won his first race in WHF since season 1, wasn't it? Last time you won with us?
What season was it when it was Cintrix and everyone?
Yeah, I think that was season 1.
Season 1, yeah.
And then, or will Michael Louis have picked up his first win in WHF or SSR period? That would be big for Michael if he could pick up that win. We'll see what the stewards say after the race. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I've been WHF Arrow, and stay tuned for next time as we head to Mexico next week for Tier 2. Also, make sure to stay tuned for tomorrow, where Andy Owen will be in the commentary box for Tier 1 as Tier 1 head to Netherlands. So if you haven't followed yet, please do. But we're going to raid Logan Reid Media on our way out. He's a friend of the channel for a long time, so give him a raid, and everyone show your love and support for him. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.